Coming up on Spartan Sports Report, the Michigan State baseball team welcomed Ohio State for its biggest matchup of the season. The men's tennis team looked to make history over the Michigan Wolverines, and the softball team kicked off its week full of home games.
Hello and welcome into the final Spartan Sports Report of the school year. I'm Jason Lockwood.
And I'm Ethan Hunter. Jason, we had some coaching staff overhauls, some Big Ten championships, some deep postseason runs this season. It's been a fun year of Spartan athletics.
Yeah, it's hard to remember, but do you remember that first week one win against Florida Atlantic for the football team?
Barely at this point. It seems just as far away as that Northwestern Kenneth Walker first Friday football night 4 years ago, our first year. It's a long time.
I mean, we can reminisce later, but first let's get into what happened this week. The Michigan State baseball team continued their homestand with 4 contests this week, starting against in-state opponent Western Michigan on Tuesday. Michigan State started fast with a dominant third inning. The Spartans tallied 6 runs in the frame, with the first coming from a Ryan McKay solo shot over the tall outfield wall on a full count, and then 2 more runs coming from this Parker Pico triple, also to right field. Now later on in the game, Nick Williams added on to the large advantage with this RBI double in the 7th, pushing the score out to 11-4. In the 8th and eventually final inning, Sam Bush called game, ending the contest via run rule with this 2 RBI walk-off single, claiming a 14-4 victory for MSU. After the win, the Spartans welcomed in the last place Ohio State Buckeyes. With rain looming in the forecast, game time was moved up by a few hours. Up 3-0 in the 5th, Sam Bush unloads into one with a 433-foot 2-run Bush blast into the red cedar, and the red shirt senior would give Michigan State a 5-run lead, and MSU didn't look back, winning this one 11-4. Going into game 2, the Spartans started strong with Bush's 2-run homer in the first, but Ohio State plated 6 straight runs against Michigan State ace Joseph Zerwa to grab an early 4-run lead. Each team then went on separate runs, leading to a 9-8 OSU lead through 7. But after Will Shannon's pinch hit homer right here in the 8th, this one had to go into extras. And eventually, MSU had a chance to win it in the 11th, setting the stage for JT Sokolov to wallop this walk-off home run and give Michigan State a 10-9 win over the Buckeyes. Following the nail-biting win, head coach Jake Boss Jr. spoke about the characters of his team.
It was a crazy game, a lot of ups and downs. I mean, we didn't really play well, but if you can win and not play well, I think that's a good sign. So, I mean, a good character win for our guys. It's a high-character group, and I'm glad we got one up in the win when we needed to.
The Spartans looked to get the sweep on Easter Sunday, and they got off to a hot start, scoring 11 runs in the first 3 innings of the game. Caleb Berry and JT Sokolov led the way, driving in 7 combined runs. Berry finished the day with 2 hits, 2 runs scored, and 4 RBI. Sokolov also finished the day with 2 hits and 2 runs while driving in 3 of his own. Nolan Higgins ended his day nicely, inducing this conventional 4-6-3 double play in the 5th, ending his line at 3 earned runs, 4 hits, 4 walks, and 2 strikeouts, picking up the win. For Higgins, it's his 3rd win of the season. And Dayton Murphy drew this walk with the bases loaded to put MSU up 14-4, ending the game in the 7th inning. Spartans pick up their 6th win in the row and get back to 500 in Big Ten play at 9-9. The Spartans will face off against Purdue Fort Wayne at McLean Stadium tonight, wrapping up their 9-game homestand. On Friday, Michigan State will face off against their arch rival Michigan in Ann Arbor for a 3-game weekend series.
The gymnastics team concluded its historic season on Thursday, finishing 4th in the NCAA championship semifinals behind Utah, UCLA, and LSU. In MSU's first NCAA championship appearance since 1988, 4 Spartans earned podium finishes. Junior Sage Kellerman was runner-up on vault, with freshman Amy Doyle finishing 4th. Senior Gabrielle Stephen took home bronze on bars, and senior Skyla Schulte finished 5th on floor. 5 Spartans earned 7 All-American honors, including Schulte became MSU's first 3-time All-American. The Spartans end their season 29-8, tying the program high win total set last season. They finished 6th in the nation, the team's highest ever postseason ranking.
The number 64 women's tennis team lost its final regular season match 4-0 on number 3 Michigan in Ann Arbor on Saturday. The Green and White still put up a good fight against its rival, with all Spartans winning multiple games. The Wolverines are now undefeated in Big Ten play, while the Spartans move to 5-8. Michigan State is still battling to be in the next week's Big Ten tournament, which will be determined by the end of the weekend based on the results across the conference.
The Michigan State men's tennis team had its senior day as they took on in-state rival Michigan on Saturday. The Spartans were vying for a crucial win against the Wolverines. Brothers Max and Mitchell Sheldon cruised to a 6-2 win, starting off Michigan State hot in doubles play. Ozan Barish and Matthew Forbes followed suit, winning 6-3 and giving MSU the doubles point. Thanks to Mitchell Sheldon and Matthew Forbes, Michigan State won 2 of the next 4 singles matches, only needing 1 more point to take the day. It was Daniel Rakamatuliev that was able to secure the victory for MSU with a hard-fought 7-6, 6-3 win. Michigan State took down the Wolverines 4-2 for the Spartans' first victory over their rivals since 2003. Spartan coach Harry Jaden reflected on the importance of the win.
It wasn't easy. You know, we honestly came really close last year, and that was definitely in our guys' minds as we tried to close this one out. But they did a great job of staying disciplined, staying in the moment. And, you know, Daniel, who clinched the match, played really big tennis to close it out.
The team will travel down US 23 to Columbus for the Big Ten tournament this weekend.
MSU track and field competed in the Virginia Challenge in Charlottesville, Virginia last weekend. On Friday, a school record previously held by assistant coach Max Benoit was broken by distance runner Andrew Nolan, who recorded a time of 8:40.95 in the 3,000-meter steeplechase. On Saturday, the men's 4x100-meter team produced a season-best time of 40.54 and would finish in 3rd place. The Spartans will be back in action next Saturday at the Grand Valley State Extra Weekend Meet.
While track and field was out of town, the Michigan State softball team kicked off a week-long homestand, starting with the Notre Dame Fighting Irish last Tuesday. Hannah Hawley sent just the second pitch of the game over the fence for an early 1-0 lead. Notre Dame and MSU traded leads from there, but it would be fielding errors that would cost the Spartans. They'd lose 4-3. The Spartans would try to brush off that loss as they turned their attention to Washington on Friday to kick off a 3-game series. This was their first Big Ten meeting between the two sides and the first matchup at a non-neutral site. Washington would strike first, taking an early 2-0 lead in the first inning. The Huskies would knock another run in the 4th to make it 3-0, and MSU would respond in the bottom of the 4th with its first hit of the game, a home run off the bat of Hawley once again, her 11th of the season. This would move her into a tie for 8th in program history for home runs. The Spartans couldn't complete the comeback and fell 3-1 to the Huskies. In Game 2, Michigan State took a 6-4 victory over the Huskies. A Natalia Kenyatta single would propel MSU up 1-0 early. Washington took the lead, but homers from Britton Bashirs and Colette Allen would give MSU the win and the series 1-1 heading into the final game. After that historic first program win against the Huskies, Easter Sunday would be a battle for that series. After a slow start, Washington got the balls flying in the 5th inning with back-to-back home runs by Alexis DeBoer and Giselle Alvarez. Keeping momentum on defense too, Sophia Ramuno nearly had a no-hitter, but Ava Coffinger broke it up with a single in the 5th for Michigan State's lone hit of the game. They would lose 6-0 and that series. Michigan State falls to 14-25 overall and 4-12 in the Big Ten. The team's next series will be against Iowa on Friday at Sequia Stadium.
As seasons come to a close, Big Ten competitions are rolling in. Michigan State women's golf walked away from the Big Ten championship this past weekend with a 2nd-place finish for the 2nd year in a row. The number 24 ranked Spartans had a season to remember, and their scores proved it. Brooke Bierman, Taylor Kehoe, and Katie Liu all placed with final scores of 3 under, even, and 2 over. However, Michigan State's season is hopefully far from over. With the selection show airing tomorrow, the Spartans will find out where they will be competing from May 5th to the 7th in the NCAA Regional. Good luck to this impressive Spartan golf team in the postseason.
Michigan State men's golf faced off in the Boilermaker Invitational this weekend. Junior Caleb Bond led MSU with a 9-under par 2nd-place finish. Freshman Julian Mesner shot 1 under par for the tournament and finished tied for 18th. MSU tied for 3rd place as a team out of 18 teams and will tee up in the Big Ten Championship at Baltimore Country Club on Friday.
The Michigan State women's rowing crew produced another outstanding performance at the Big Ten Invitational in Sarasota, Florida last week. The Spartans had many opportunities to prove themselves against top-tier competition under head coach Stacy Ripito, and they did just that. The Varsity 8 proved to be the most consistent crew, finishing 4th and 2nd in their Friday heats, concluding their trip with a 1st-place finish in the Saturday AM Regatta. The Spartans will be back in the water next weekend for the Dale England Cup at Indiana.
That's a wrap on this year of the Spartan Sports Report.
Enjoy the summer off, Spartans. This program will be back until the fall, but until then, follow along with us on social media and on YouTube. For the Spartan Sports Report for one last time, I'm Jason Lapko.
And I'm Ethan Hunter. Thank you for watching along with us, and we'll see you next time.